Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Frequency Vibrations. Welcome aboard, young man. Welcome aboard.
Wow. Wow. This is bananas.
Take your time, baby.
Thanks, Mom. Okay, so I first want to thank everyone who made this possible. Mom, Dad, I couldn't have done this without you. I'd like to thank my lady Yvette. My dude, Vig.
Hey, yo, I got you, man. Hey, hold him in the building all day, yo.
Aye.
Yeah, I love you, man. I love you in town.
Hey, he's like my brother. Oh, gosh. And also, want to thank my sister, Cece, who is also my manager. Swish, love you.
I love you more.
And my agent, Mr. Don Pagnotti himself.
You're the man, baby.
I guess I will take some questions now. Yes, ma'am.
How did you get the nickname Freak?
A lot of people don't know this, but Freak is short for my very first nickname, Frequency Vibrations.
Yeah, true story. I like to introduce our mother so she could tell it.
Go ahead.
You know, Mama.
Tell her, Mama.
Yeah, Mama.
Okay, Mom.
Thank you, everyone. Frequency and Cece are fraternal twins. And so when I was pregnant, one of them kept kicking and jumping around all the time. So my husband, Pete, put headphones on my belly and played reggae music.
Hence the name Frequency Vibrations.
We shortened it to Freak.
How did you know who was kicking?
A mother knows. A mother always knows.
Are you ready for a photo op?
Yes. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next NBA superstar, Frequency Vibrations.
Go ahead, son.
Thank you all for coming. We will be available for one-on-ones in the back. Good job. Well done.
Congratulations, son.
So, da sind wir jetzt bei den Miami Heats gelandet. Finde ich nice. Wäre zwar geiler, wenn es woanders reinkommen, aber so geht's auch. Es wird das erste Spiel gegen die Hornets. Erst haben wir jetzt Jumpshots ein bisschen verarbeiten. So, Athletik hätte ich eigentlich schon machen können. Geht sogar noch. Gut. So. Da würde ich sagen, wir werfen noch ein paar Körbe. So. Ja, würde ich sagen, mit diesen drei verabschieden wir uns und wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge gegen die Hornets. Und yo, liked das Video, wenn es euch gefällt. Und damit bin ich raus. Und ciao. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu der dritten Folge inzwischen von NBA 2K16. Und wir sind ja in der letzten Folge zu den Miami Heats gedroppt worden. Und jo, wir starten gleich mal ins erste Game. Miami Heat gegen Charlotte Hornets.
All right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
Ja, los, geht los, ey.
My first NBA game. Can't believe it's finally here. You work your entire life for something, and then when it's right in front of you, it's almost hard to believe. But I'm ready. And now it's time for me to show everybody I belong and do my best to represent Harlem.
Jo. Erstes NBA-Spiel. Mal sehen, wie das losgeht. Auf jeden Fall wollen wir am Ende Rookie of the Year werden. Geile Animation.
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. We'll see the Miami Heat defending home turf in the Eastern Conference. And so the tip-off, it's Miami. So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Zeller and Jefferson are inside.
Okay.
Miami's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship.
Boah, ey. Das war mega reinkommen, ey.
Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready. He's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school, and he could be on the NBA clock.
That is good.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Now, here's Batum. And it's Walker penetrating, and it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well versed he is as a coach.
Freak with it, guarded by Walker, and it's Freak missing.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
A shot by Batum, no good. The Heat have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. And Clifford in his third year now as a head coach, Greg. That experience you were just talking about. He has 29 years of coaching under his belt. He's a Van Gundy disciple, was on the coaching staff for both brothers.
Yeah, and he's been with a lot of teams, Kevin. 13 seasons as an assistant for the Lakers, Rockets, Magic, Knicks.
A moment here to check out Chris Bosh. Good season for him last year. Averaged 21 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Solid numbers, the kind of production we expect. And frankly, I think he's got another level to take it to.
Yeah, he definitely has the skill set to put up even bigger numbers. It wouldn't be a surprise to see that in the coming days.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Anderson comes in for Chris Bosh. And Winslow subbed in for Luol Deng. Now here's Freak. They get it again.
Gibt's nie.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those
Gibt's ja gar nicht anders, dass ich die reinmache.
Crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Green against Lynn. Hansbrough setting the pick for Lynn. To the inside. The kick out to Walker. That is good.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there.
Shit,
that makes
man.
it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. Boy, that was a nice job.
Nice shot by Winslow.
Alter, gibt's nie.
And here is Lynn. With 1 on the clock. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat lead by 5. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena.
Gibt's nie, Mann. Es muss mal reingehen.
Earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
And das ist jetzt
You
nicht.
don't see that kind of perspective from in for the Heat. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Whiteside. Green comes in for Winslow. Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Freak subbed in for Goran Dragic. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Hansborough's come in for Cody Zeller. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Kid Gilchrist. And Walker subbed in for Jeremy Lin. On the court for the Hornets, they've got Batum. Kaminsky out there with Tyler Hansbrough. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Lamb at the 2. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Heat.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And Green gets it to go.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
You know, Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year.
Here's Lamb. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Lamb's got 6 points.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time
Gibt's nie,
enough
Alter,
to
was für eine
challenge
schlechte
Greg, and when
Wurfquote
that's
habe
the
ich.
case, you can mark those up for him.
The Hornets have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight. That's good from Kemba Walker.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
And second, so he makes them both. So it's Miami now. At one point, they led by 16. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Freak.
Gibt's doch niemand.
And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. And a wide open look for Walker. Charlotte gets it back. Here's Freak. He got it up that time.
Mann.
And the first half is now in the books. It's the Heat.
Ich muss doch mal ihn treffen, ey. Das gibt's ja gar nicht.
Okay, guys, solid play so far. I like what I'm seeing. But just a few things to talk about before the second half. Continue to have smart possessions. Let's keep the turnovers to a minimum. That was a big boost to our offense. I did like the scoring punch we got off the bench. That heated things up for us when we had to have a little something extra. And let's try to play the second half at a moderate pace. Not too slow, but not too fast that it turns into a shootout. That's not what we want. Nobody gave us a chance tonight, but we're right where I thought we'd be. But still, we're a long way from done. So let's keep our effort at 100% all the way to the end.
Okay.
Give it up for yours. As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. We've seen Gerald Green really having a great game.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Ja, starten wir mal.
Miami going with a whole new group out there.
Alter, 70
Kaminsky
Punkte
checked in
Vorsprung.
for the Hornets. Batum comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Miami.
Starting five must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. They not only lightened the load, the bench guaranteed and actually produced the win.
They sure did. And it'll go down as
Oh, Mann, ey.
And it's always nice to get win number one against an opponent you'll be seeing a
Da
total
ein
of 4
Scheiß,
times
ey, was jetzt
over the
spiele.
course of the year. They really set the tone tonight for their season series against the Hornets.
And a great team effort, but still, what an individual performance for Goran Dragic. A big
Klar.
success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Freak in at point guard. Winslow is out there with
Ey, gibt's doch niemand.
Anderson, and it's Chalmers in at the shooting guard position. That's the group in the game for the Heat. A shot by Batum, no good. There's the triple. And the miss.
Nicht mal den
And
trifft der Mann.
takes this one by a big margin.
Alter, so
Some
schlecht.
Good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Clark, Craig, and Dorse.
Alter, wie schlecht gespielt, einfach mal.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Goran Dragic.
What a tremendous game for Dragic. This guy is a fantastic point guard. Whenever he's on the floor, the offense just flows so well. He can penetrate, he can start the break, he can score, and the thing he does.
And that's it for our broad.
Alter, mega schlecht gespielt. Gibt's gar nicht. Kommen wir irgendwie an das CD-Spiel dran. Gegen die New York Knicks.
I'm coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest. I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're going to be there. Playing in front of them in the NBA uniform for the first time is going to be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's going to be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And now be ready.
Wir müssen uns auf jeden Fall steigern in den Wurf.
All eyes are on the Eastern Conference in this game as the New York Knicks play this one at home. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's back to Miami for the Heat. For Derek Williams, he checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. And a new group in for the Heat. Amare Stoudemire is checked in for Whiteside. Green comes in for Luol Deng.
Oh was? Alter, wie krass.
Freak subbed in for Goran Dragic. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Freak in at point guard. Gerald Green out there with Chris Bosh. Then there's Chalmers. And it's Stoudemire in at the 5.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Move the ball. Stick it to him.
Now here's Freak. He's tightly guarded.
Gibt's doch niemand.
Shots good by Bosh.
Mann, ey.
The job on the back.
Ey, da muss doch mal
I
reingehen.
mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out. You've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. They look strong here in the early going.
The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Clark, their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17-24. I don't think you can be that far under
Alter,
500 on
wie
the
schlecht
road
immer,
and
ey.
hope to play in the postseason.
Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who spoke with Derek Fisher. Doris?
A big factor in today's game, he said, is how they are able to handle Chris Bosh. He said often in games, Bosh is the X factor with his ability to gather rebounds and finish off chances inside.
Yes, Mann, meine ersten Punkte, ey.
From dominating the fight on the glass,
Boah,
they will
ey,
have to
gibt's
match
nicht.
his intensity every step of the way. Guys?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Galloway kicks to Serafin. Can't get it to go. Stoudemire with the defensive effort. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarter.
And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
There's Amundsen. He's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Chris Anderson is checked in for Miami. Hit by Williams. From deep. And it's Miami with the rebound. Last time they met was in Miami.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Very satisfying performance, Greg, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. I mean, they ended up winning and going away.
And the go-ahead bucket, no good. It's a tie game in New York. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Let's take them back.
And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid, and just like I would have.
What a great cut from Chris.
Sorry, wenn ich das alles überspringe, aber
In for Lopez.
muss ein
Kyle
bisschen.
O'Quinn comes in for Louis Amundsen. Derek Williams checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's a Flalo in for Langston Galloway. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Freak, he's in at the point. Stoudemire out there with Chris Bosh. Then there's Gerald Green. And it's Chalmers in at the 2-guard. 6 on the shot clock. There's the pass to Williams for 3. And that comes off the assist by Calderon. Calderon's got 3 assists now in this one. For Miami, they've gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Here's Freak.
Man.
Missed by the Heat. One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much sprayed across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently. And then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul. A minute 20 left in the second quarter. And he gets it to go. Calderon's got 6.
And getting back to Jose Calderon, he's been an extremely efficient shooter for a point guard, 48% from the field throughout his career. But last season, he couldn't hit it at all. I mean, he dropped down to 41%. So he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
52 seconds left in the first half of the game. The shot by Williams, no good.
And you know, on the topic of Jose Calderon, his game is predicated on getting other.
Yes, man, endlich mal ein Dreier.
Anthony to throw it to, and really pretty much no one else. So defenders could key on him a little more, causing him, I thought, to become just a little less efficient.
Shot's good for Seraphin.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint with smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
The Heat have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And he makes the first. And both free throws good from Freak. Here is Calderon. 14 points from him the last game against Orlando.
Kevin, a remarkable night for him.
Mensch, Paulmann,
Great job racking up the assists.
The Knicks have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
Now here's Freak. He's guarded by Calderon. Chalmers with it. Here's Stoudemire, and that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers.
Guter Pass von Chalmers.
Tied up here for Miami. And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And now
Thank you, Captain.
Gleichstand noch 0. Boah, ist das geil. Und ich habe endlich mal 7 Punkte erzielt. Ah, das wollen wir jetzt nicht anhören. Ich überspringe mal ein bisschen.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do. Group in for the Knicks. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. Amundsen comes in for Porzingis. Williams, he's checked in for Anthony. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. And a new group in for the Heat. Anderson, he's checked in for Whiteside. Stoudemire comes in for Chris Bosh. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Freak subbed in for Goran Dragic. They've got Kevin Seraphin. Amundsen is out there with Williams. Then there's a Flalo, and it's Galloway in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and they'll make him earn them from there.
And so the big win by Miami.
Well, go.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Dwayne Wade. Let's get your opinion, Kenny.
Well, Dwayne Wade was at his best tonight, fellas. He's a ferocious competitor when he gets in the zone like that. That intensity on defense, those explosive moves to the...
And that'll do it for...
Immerhin mal 9 Punkte erzielt.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, living the dream. Bad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, "Yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game." I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. So you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him, and it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out though. He needs to train that hottie before he leaves the house though. Yo, he's hot as ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
But Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dab, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me and announce my name on a loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations! So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac. Well, do you have any crickets? I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the 6th man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's Bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's gonna affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's gonna affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's gonna affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go! Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the US of A, the greatest freaking country in the world.
Was für ein Kunde.
Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Alter Shit. Das ist schon
Tell you about
krass.
Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You can see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.
Alter, ist das schlimm. Was würdet ihr denn machen? Würdet ihr euren Freund verraten? Für das Geld? Oder würdet ihr es nie machen? Würdet ihn aus der Scheiße helfen? Das würde mich echt mal interessieren. Ja, damit bin ich erstmal raus. Und jo, wenn es euch gefallen hat, gerne einen Daumen hoch. Und jo, Peace, Leute.